Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to do another film review. This time it's going to be Crash from 1996. So Crash released in 1996, directed by David Cronenberg, starring James Spader, Holly Hunter, Deborah Kara Unger, and Rosanna Arquette. Crash is a hard film to describe. The plot, that is, what happens in the story, is easy to explain, but what the film is actually about is a little tougher. The film probably works best as a psychological thriller about a group of people who are aroused by car crashes. It is a controversial film based on a provocative novel that, while well made, is kind of difficult to watch. What it is, James Ballard is played by James Bader, and his wife Catherine, played by Deborah Kara Unger, are a married couple who have extramarital affairs in order to spice up their marriage. Ballard gets into a car accident and ends up meeting with the other surviving member, Dr. Helen Remington, played by Holly Hunter. He starts an affair with her, and she introduces him to a group of people who fetishize car crashes. They go to performances of car crashes, have sex in cars, and take pictures of auto accidents. James and Catherine fall deeper and deeper into this strange world, and while unnerved, they don't seem to have a great problem with it. It's based on a 1973 novel by J.G. Ballard. J.G. Ballard is an author who became known as a science fiction writer in the 70s and 80s. He's written more mainstream books, probably most famously Empire of the Sun, which has also been turned into a movie back in 1970. I'm sorry, back in 1987. Ballard went back and forth on if Crash is a sci-fi story. He said that it's mostly a cautionary tale and described it as a warning against the trend of how technology and death could become entwined with sex. So David Cronenberg has been making movies since the 70s, mostly known for horror movies and psychological thrillers, although he's done some crime dramas and other types of films. Some of his most famous movies are uh, Videodrome, The Brood, Scanners, Naked Lunch, History of Violence, and The Fly. Cronenberg's films often deal with themes of violence, body horror, social trends, and technology. And now it's a well made and interesting film, but it's disturbing and difficult to watch. Perhaps on an emotional level, the acting is fine, but the actors do feel cold, although I'm sure that's on purpose. James and Catherine seem like bored and emotionally empty people. They indulge in an open marriage to make their lives seem more exciting, but it isn't until they meet the car fetishes that things actually pick up for them. Although I should say, through Dr. Remington, James meets the others. They meet Vaughn, that's Elias Cote's, that's a guy who plays Al on Chicago PD. He works a fine line between charming and creepy. Vaughn is friends with a man, excuse me, who helps him stage the car crash performances. They live with his wife and then another lady named Gabrielle, portrayed by Rosanna Arquette. They watch stage car crashes, visit accidents, perform reckless driving, and perform sex in cars. There's a fair amount of sex in sexual situations, but none of it is presented as sensual or erotic. Most of the time, the ominous music plays in the background during such scenes. And I guess it's to point out just how weird all this is. The people aren't particularly likable, but they are interesting, although it just seems only through their fetishes. Now, the film is well shot and well directed. Visually, it is a nice looking film, and that credit should probably go to cinematographer Peter Shasitsky. Although it's slim on plot, the movie does suck you in with its strange atmosphere. It's really just about James getting involved with these people and the audience slowly learning about just how weird they all are. So I'm unsure if the film quite makes the warning about technology that the author J.G. Ballard says he was trying to make. I don't know. I haven't read the original novel, so I don't know. Okay, so just to wrap it up, Crash, directed by David Cronenberg, is a fascinating film, but not an easy movie to recommend due to its subject matter. It's a morally great film dealing with strange people and their odd fetishes, more character and atmosphere oriented than plot driven, but it is interesting looking. It's provocative, but if you're willing to sit through an experimental psychological movie, you might want to give it a try. Well acted and well shot, but it is a challenge to connect with. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Thanks.